I've done over a dozen complete team rebuilds and have scaled teams from 420K to 40 million ARR. Here are the 7 steps that have helped me build world-class high-performing sales teams like clockwork. Step number 1, have a clear, ideal hiring profile. Don't make this hiring mistake that I made, hiring someone because I got along with them or because they had industry experience. This is a dangerous game. I made the mistake far too many times, more times than I like to actually admit. So instead, you must be clear on exactly what you are looking for. For instance, I now look for 9 core characteristics for hiring rock stars. Now, first off, you might have heard of IQ or the intelligence quotient. This is a spin-off on it. Here's what I look for now. Number 1, SQ. Sales ability and instincts, the ability to have the instincts to move the deal forward without losing it. Number 2, AQ or adaptability, intelligence, or quotient, ability to be coachable, adapt, and be able to learn as well. Number 3, GQ, a level of grit intelligence, the ability to push through the most challenging of times. Number 4, EQ, the emotional intelligence, the ability to have social and self-awareness. Number 5, DQ, drive intelligence, the ability to be a self-starter, have mastered urgency, and constantly pursue growth at all costs. Number 6, FQ, future thinking intelligence. This is the ability to actually look and play 3 to 5 moves ahead like a grandmaster chess player. Number 7, PQ, positivity intelligence, the ability to stay positive and just be a fun person to be around. Nobody wants to work with boring people. Number 8, confidence in how they speak, how they carry themselves, their body language, just basically everything. Number 9, have a proven track record of results. I want to see proven, consistent winning results that show me it wasn't an accident. And I don't just take their word for all of these things. The interview process aligns these core components I'm actually looking for. Step number 2, you want to create an attractive compensation plan with incentives that drive performance. The truth is, a crappy comp plan attracts and keeps crappy reps. A lucrative comp plan attracts and keeps great reps. Sounds simple, but most get this wrong. You must identify what are the key behaviors you want to see. Do you want to see a new logo focus? Do you want to see a retention focus? Do you want a land expand focus? You get my point. Build the plan that will drive the right person to take the actions you desire. Step number 3, execute on world-class onboarding training. Do you know what the worst type of sales training is? Just shadowing a top rep or on-the-job training. Now, most of the time, these top reps, they lack the skills to properly articulate exactly what they're doing well and how to repeat success. So they end up with garbage advice like, just work hard and be patient. It's a numbers game. That leads to new reps being even more confused. Or worse, the onboarding training is focused entirely on product knowledge. Now the new hire, the new rep knows a ton of features and benefits, but the issue is now that becomes their Achilles heel on a sales call. So if they lose control of a sales call, they end up spewing product knowledge, hoping it provides value. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't have reps shadow top reps, get on the job training product knowledge. I'm not saying that at all. This should be in conjunction to everything else that they learn. To make the training world-class, first focus on training them to understand their ideal customer profiles. Have them get clear on their persona's problems and how it impacts their world. Now this training should be structured and planned out so the new hires know exactly what is expected of them. It should also help indoctrinate them to the culture and the values of your company. And most importantly, the onboarding training must also include step number 4, a repeatable sales playbook. Now, what do the top sports coaches do when they bring a new recruit onto their team? They train and drill them on their playbook. And why is that? It's because they know it's proven and it's a clear path for success. It also gives the team a common language, common goals, and brings them together. It's no different in sales. When a new hire starts, they must be taught a repeatable and effective sales playbook, a clear blueprint for every part of the sales process. This is from phones, emails, agenda setting, sales psychology, discovery, deal management, closing, the perfect routine, staying organized, and so on and so forth. Basically, every part of their role. So from the time they start their day to when they wrap it up, are they crystal clear on what success looks like? So this is from onboarding training to ongoing training, just like in sports. Let me give you an example. In 2012, I took over a small team that was doing about $1.9 million a year to $2.7 million a year, and eventually close to 5 million ARR. Now, because I'm obsessive about playbooks and onboarding, new reps would join and start getting results within weeks, while most teams had reps who wouldn't get results for months. It was like I created a training factory. In goes a decent rep, and by the time they went through my training, out popped the other side a rock star consistently. It got to the point where my VP was literally sending other sales leaders to come benchmark with me, and then even the sales leaders were sending their reps to get trained by me. Now today, even with my own business, I've created my own internal training system that new hires can go through. It's literally step by step, makes it faster reps to ramp up. It covers everything they need to know to be massively successful. And if they don't ramp up fast, chances are real good that I potentially made a bad hire. My point is this: build a repeatable sales playbook and train on it constantly. Step number 5, set a cadence of accountability. I can train once and then they'll perform like rock stars forever, said no sales leader ever or any manager or people. The truth is, most top performers appreciate and respect accountability. And one of the best ways to create what's known as a cadence of accountability. This is a set, consistent meeting in which the team is huddling together to review exactly where each person stands in comparison to their goal. And then they share what they're doing to achieve that result or what they will be doing different that week to get a better outcome. So for instance, I ran my team huddles every single Monday morning. Each rep will go up and share the prior week's income producing activities, their results, and one win or learning from the prior week. I then share the team as a whole and then set the vision of what the focus was for the upcoming week. The powerful thing about this is the team would actually hold each other accountable. And because it was in a public setting, it would also force self-accountability. So there's levels of accountability that come from all different angles, which increase performance and build a culture of accountability. Step number 6, create engaging, clear scoreboards. Would you watch an NBA basketball game if they didn't keep score? Would you watch the World Cup if they didn't keep score? Would you watch any sport if they didn't have a scoreboard? Now you probably said no, at least I would. But this is the power of a scoreboard. It gives whatever game we're playing meaning and value. And I found the best sales teams have a clear and engaging scoreboard that they constantly review. They're looking at where they stand and where they want to go. It doesn't just have a million KPIs, but just a few that are the most important. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets improved. Step number 7, develop a culture of development and growth. One common theme of the top teams in the world, they've created a culture that's a living and breathing organism. Part of it is the who on the team, but the other part are the values set by the leader. And I found that the leadership philosophy 100% impacts the team and its results. The model I've worked hard to implement is Peter Marciano's respect model for leadership. That's ensuring everything that I do, I'm incorporating the following components of the respect model. R, recognition. E, empowerment. S, supportive feedback. P, partnering. E, expectations. C, consideration. And T, trust. Now, if you think about any bad team or culture you've been on, I can almost guarantee you it is missing one or more of these elements. This is regardless whether it's in sales, operations, customer success, whatever. Now, that's the model, but here's how I tactically implement into action to create a culture of growth. So first, aside from that Monday huddle I mentioned, I ran a weekly training meeting on the fundamentals of the playbook. See that loop now? I would role play live with the reps, acting as a salesperson while they were the customer, and then they role play with me and also with each other. Think about this singular detail of a weekly training meeting. This gave me the chance to set expectations of how things are to be done. I can recognize them from doing, I can provide supportive feedback, I can empower them to help others, and so on. On top of that, the role plays were what I call real plays. Super tough situations that made them stronger, better than any other team. Real live role plays. Second, I ran live calls with them. As their sales leader, I was in the field and on sales calls with my team 4 times a week. That's 16 hours a week minimum. This allowed me to develop, train, and coach based off the playbooks. I can leverage all the components of the respect model as well. So you can do the same thing. You can hop on and join Zoom calls and huddle after for feedback. You can do call reviews together. You get my point. Now, third, I also ran a weekly one-on-ones with every single rep consistently. And it wasn't just a pipeline review. I sat down with them to see what was going on in their world. I heard their struggles and challenges and helped coach them forward. Ultimately, we covered exactly where they stood and where they wanted to be. Then we came with 1 to 3 action items to help them progress for that upcoming week. And that's essentially it. I was wildly consistent with all these things, but any chance I had to display and show any elements of the respect model, I did it. And as a result, the culture has grown and thrived. It's why that same team, even to this day, has continued to develop President's Club level reps and leaders every single year, even after I was promoted up. Now, if you're struggling with your sales team performance and you like our help to train and coach your team to double their results, book a call with the link in the description below to see if we can help. Thanks so much for watching.